Discomfort is actually one of the clearest signs that you're growing and evolving as a person. Maybe hobbies that you used to enjoy aren't lighting you up the way that they used to. Perhaps conversations with people that you've known for years are suddenly falling flat. And perhaps it feels like the foundation of your life is falling apart quietly, or not so quietly, beneath you. If you're someone who's finding yourself feeling that way these days, I have wonderful news to share right off the bat. You're likely in the middle of a transition period, and that's a beautiful thing. Now, that doesn't mean that it has to feel good in the process. Discomfort is still uncomfortable, but what I want you to hear clearly is this: it is normal, it is to be expected, and it is temporary. So today, I want to gently walk you through why spiritual and personal growth can feel so damn uncomfortable, and why that discomfort is actually a good sign that things are going right where you want them to be. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Gata, and I am here to share with you the secrets that I have learned that have helped me to create the life I truly love. I hope this information helps you do the same. Today, I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into one of the more unglamorous parts of leveling up your life, and that's the discomfort that comes during these periods of transition. Most discomfort during periods of growth comes from one core cause: a misalignment between your inner world and your external reality. Some life changes are obviously negative, and they feel that way. Ending of a relationship, losing a job, or the loss of a loved one. But something that people don't talk about enough is that positive life changes can often feel just as uncomfortable as these negative ones. Landing your dream job, moving in with your partner, starting a healing journey, even becoming a parent. Even when these changes are things that we want, it can feel just as destabilizing on the inside. And that's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because who you are has fundamentally changed. When your inner world evolves, but your outer world hasn't caught up yet, it creates internal friction. And that friction can come out in all sorts of ways: restlessness, confusion, and this general feeling that things just don't feel right. But I want you to hear me when I say that discomfort isn't a flaw, it's feedback. One important thing to understand about growth is that internal change always comes before the external catches up. Think about any intentional change you've ever made. If you decide you want to live a healthier lifestyle, the change begins in your mind before it shows up in your habits. You think about the workout plan that's going to make sense with your lifestyle. Maybe you start browsing cute athletic wear to keep you motivated to hit the gym. You take the time to research healthy meal ideas and plan out grocery lists to set yourself up for success. Before you're into your new slim figure, you have to embody it up here. Let me give you another example that I think will help illustrate this point well. Planning your dream vacation. Before you're sitting on a beach sipping drinks from a coconut, you take the time to plan ahead in here. You think about what time of year makes sense for me to take this vacation. How can I accrue time off so that I'm not putting my work behind schedule? Who would I want to enjoy this amazing vacation with? Inner decision always comes before the external reality. But sometimes these life changes aren't choices that we make. They're circumstances that happen to us. A job loss that you didn't expect, a breakup that you didn't want, a failure that knocks the wind out of you. These moments can feel awful, and they can definitely be painful, but they also change and shape who we are, whether we want them to or not. So when your inner world has shifted, but your outer world hasn't caught up yet, it can feel deeply uncomfortable. And that's why spiritual growth, healing, and even positive transformation can feel just as heavy as a loss. You're not failing. You're simply in between versions of yourself. This is something that I've experienced very viscerally after losing someone that I love very, very dearly. This is a person who was one of the core people in my life, and I thought we were going to have decades of time left to be together before she passed away. And I remember when she died, I wasn't just overcome with grief. It felt like a seismic shift. I remember talking to my husband about it around the time she was passing away, and I just said, I feel like the world has turned upside down. Everything around me has changed. It felt like the whole world should stop turning and should be grieving and crying the way that I was. The future I'd imagined for us for our whole lives no longer existed. The version of my life and of myself that I'd always envisioned suddenly disappeared. That internal shift happened immediately, even though my outer reality was going on as usual. What I learned during that time was this: I didn't have to like the circumstances of my life to start creating a better world for myself within them. And that realization was really the start of my healing journey. When we're in periods of transition, so much feels out of our control. We can't undo what happened, we can't force clarity, and we can't rush the process. But there are always things within our control: how we respond to what's happening, how we speak to ourselves, how we practice self-love, care, and patience with ourselves as we move through this transition period. And perhaps most importantly, how we can consciously move through this period of transition instead of resisting it. The goal isn't to immediately fix your circumstances, it's to soften your relationship with them. Real growth happens when we stop seeing discomfort as the enemy and start seeing it as a messenger. So if you're feeling uncomfortable right now, if you feel like nothing in your life fits the way it's meant to, if you're feeling restless, uncertain, or just out of place, please hear me clearly. It's not a bad sign. In fact, it's often a sign that you've outgrown something old and you're quietly stepping into something new. And that's a gift. Make space to honor who you're becoming. Be gentle with yourself as you let go of those things that no longer serve you. And trust that the person that you're becoming didn't appear by accident. She's been inside of you all along. In my next video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about shifting your perspective and intentionally making space for this new version of you to flourish. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value. Please feel free to share the love down below. You can like or comment, or if you really want to stick around, feel free to subscribe. Love to have you back. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.